Hi. I decided to do an extra video in this space because we have a lot of energy that's coming into the planet, so I thought it kind of might be needed. Give me a second to find this feed. I'm going to talk a little bit about Avalon. I know, weird topics. Avalon, Mary Magdalene, and some things that I've been learning about here in the United Kingdom. Give me a moment to find the video and pull it up. Good morning. Give me a second. I'm just finding the video, but I'm going to talk a little bit about my experiences here in the UK, and I want to talk a little bit about Mary Magdalene and Glastonbury and some of the things that I've been learning about here. Let's see. We have a lot of energy coming in. I'm going to do my regular video after, so I didn't really feel like doing videos today, right? This energy can make you feel kind of like that, like it's a lot to process on a physical level. The best thing that you can do is to move around to flow, I swear, right? Start running around, start moving around in it, because you can really flow in it, and it's really powerful for manifesting and getting things done. I'm going to start out by saying I have lived in the United Kingdom my music went off. I've lived in the UK for about almost a year and a half now, definitely a little over a year, and I kind of got led here on my journey. I was already doing a lot of energy work. I like to think of myself kind of as what we might refer to as ascension ground crew, right? I'm working all the time, and I see the other people, the other light workers that are doing the same thing and that are kind of holding this planet together, and it makes me feel really amazing about it too, because it kind of gives me a lot of hope for the future. So I was already drawn to working with the ley lines in California, and I was kind of drawn to those areas, and here I am now in the United Kingdom. My journey first led me to Stonehenge. I've been there a ton of times, more times than I can count. We go camping, like right there, right? We could stay right there. I'm getting ready to go back in December, so that would be kind of the first sacred sites that I was kind of playing with and visiting here in the United Kingdom. I kind of already had a pull to Glastonbury. And I will start by saying that this isn't my first kind of spiritual pilgrimage. I have been to the Middle East as well when I was younger and did a whole pilgrimage there. So, I've always had this kind of spiritual yearning, if you know who I am as a person, kind of this seeking. And, when I was there, when I was younger, I think I probably manifested where I am now because I always wanted to stay there. I didn't want to leave. I stayed there a while. And eventually I had to go back to America. And at that time, I was like, I would love to be living here, but it could be hard to have a job here or whatever when you're dealing with these kind of foreign countries and things like that. So here I am now. I've been kind of drawn to these really spiritual places. I've noticed in playing with them that a lot of people can't find these places, some of these sacred sites on the planet, right? And it's not normal. A lot of people do go to these ley line sacred sites, but a lot of them are kind of hidden, right? When I was on YouTube yesterday looking into the things that I have learned about Magdalene, and I couldn't find any information on any of these topics, right? And so a lot of the things that we're talking about, these teachings were not recorded and written down and have been passed down orally in hidden places, mystery schools, and things like that. And now with this ascension, we're seeing a lot of this information suddenly come out in the hopes that it probably helps humanity and people can learn and things like that. So I had a poll to go to Glastonbury too. I have a lot of synchronicities with me over here because I do know light workers over here too that I've collided with since I've been over here and kind of doing this. I've been to Glastonbury, I don't even know how many times either, at least half a dozen times. It's a place that I've gotten really familiar with, along with some other places. I don't know what's happening to my music. The space storm is killing my music, right? I don't know sorry. Like, so anyway, so I've been kind of called to these places, and when I look at this whole journey that I'm having, my whole spiritual experience, it's easy to see where I'm just kind of taking a voyage through my past lives with these experiences that I've had. First, I was kind of pulled to a Lemurian type of place. And, you know, I put out a calling, a seeking, because I always wanted to know more about my own Akashic. The universe knows me and knows I love digging around in certain places in my past lives and things like that with my abilities. And I kind of wanted to open up more to it. And this is kind of an aspect here that I've forgotten. And I feel that a lot of humanity has as well. And it's a big piece to our ascension and us connecting with the earth and the power of the earth. So, you know, there's a lot of speculation from what I saw in my documentaries that I didn't learn anything new on. It says that Mary Magdalene would have at the least been Jesus's favorite apostle, and would have had hidden teachings that he taught to just her. I believe that they were twin flames, and that they were spiritually married at the least, if not real married. And, you know, there's a lot of these teachings that talk about the sacred marriage, the hero gamos, I can never say that right, and things like that. And I feel that, you know, living in America, I had my perspective of, I'm not really into Bible stories. I'm kind of unplugged from religions and kind of just follow my own internal compass with this. And I've kind of set aside these things. But for sure, when I grew up, and I've been to a lot, like I said, a lot of very spiritual places. I've been in churches, temples, synagogues, right? All sorts of places. And in America, with that perspective, people are taught that Mary Magdalene is a prostitute, that Eve is a sinner, right? And the bad one. And we see that these religions haven't been around that long, but they really take the feminine out of, you know, what they're doing, and we can see the effect that that's had globally in enslaving the feminine. And we need to remember that Earth, Gaia, is a feminine aspect as well. And if you want to talk about enslavement, look at the condition of the planet right now and what people are doing and taking that power and using it for other things in the negative. A lot of what we see here is that actually Mary Magdalene probably, and it's hard to separate myth and legends from history in a lot of these places because we are talking about lost cities. And I've been very drawn to, like, Atlantis, right, Lemuria, because I did have past experiences in some of these places. A lot of what has been known about them has been destroyed. Like I said, they don't have a lot of teachings and writings and things like that. But there is a lot of speculation that Mary Magdalene went to Glastonbury with the disciples and set up some of the first, they would have been, I guess, regarded as Christian type of churches there that were later destroyed and taken down. And those teachings were passed on. And a lot of what we see from the Roman-based versions of that are completely different teachings that they would have been trying to, you know, bring forth as the mission that they were doing. We see a lot of that with the feminine rising now, that a lot of, you know, suddenly the priestess is awakening, the goddess is awakening and beginning to remember. And a lot of that power comes between connecting with the earth. I realized when I'm really into these space storms, you'll see me working right now and flowing in them and doing my light worker work. And so, you know, I clearly ended up at Stonehenge when the other druids or pagans are doing what they do spiritually. And, you know, there's a familiarity there. If you look at the things that I've been naturally tuned into, which is the energies, and things occurring, you know, it really coincides with a lot of their type of knowledge and kind of rituals that they do and things like that as well. Hi, good morning. I love it. We're doing priestess school. Priests can come too. Right. So we see that for a long time, that in these mystery schools, they were a lot of times limited to men, and you're not allowed if you're a woman. And there was a clear attempt to target the feminine, because I say if you disempower the feminine, then people will be unable to, you know, use their magic and to create as well. These are powerful aspects, and I think a lot of this ascension is getting back to connecting with the earth, with the power of the earth, and that we kind of have been in the mind a little too much, and we need to get back to kind of a heart-centered connection. You know, we had a lot of things we don't remember in our Akashic as well. I like to say that because things were just kind of dark. I saw a really good thing where they said that the religions were the darkness, that there wasn't any of that darkness before kind of like these systems set up, and they're very religious based, like Roman Catholic, killing people in the name of Jesus. And when you look at a lot of this dark stuff that has occurred this cycle, you know, a lot of that was from kind of these religions being set up as well, and that didn't exist before, and now the world has come out of balance. And so now we're going to see, and we're seeing that there is an awakening that is occurring with the feminine as well, and that's how we're going to find balance, by restoring that feminine goddess mother structure. And so we kind of need to find balance with all of this. I believe that a lot of this stuff was hidden too, because, you know, these are twin flames the way I see it. And we have some other famous twin flames, maybe, you know, Shakti and Shiva are famous kind of twin flame symbols, right? We could look at Jesus and Mary as that. And there is a clear attempt to disconnect everyone from themselves as well. And so, you know, we had to really regard that these were spiritual unions of the highest. And, you know, because I always say that, you know, love is what tunes us in. A lot of these teachers that were really big icons probably had spiritual unions or love of some kind to be kind of tapping into and tuning into this stuff. I love it. Yeah, the vibes are going to go through the roof today. For sure. A lot of energy coming in. People are awake. I see them reading the comments. Love it. So, yeah, I figured I'd come say hi. We can talk about some kind of Glastonbury stuff here. There's some really powerful energies here as well. I feel that a lot of this ascension is really playing out through our heart chakra and our bodies, as well as the planet's heart chakra, and that we have new frequencies coming back online. A lot of people are hearing like buzzing, ringing in the ears, hearing frequencies. Maybe you're just feeling really high off of these energies. I like to think yesterday I didn't work because I like to think that when we're at K2 and below, that we should be integrating and resting, and that our DNA repairs when we sleep. And this time of year is reminding us to slow down. So now we're going to be at K5. You can tell we're really getting some activation sent in. A lot of people can feel the different energies, and, you know, it really affects the body differently. A lot of people will be feeling really high off this energy, right? Flowing, hopefully trying to get back to ancient ways, past life stuff, things like that. I kind of do these spaces to try to bring things back for everyone. I believe that we're all one. I believe in the law of one. So as I'm kind of doing this stuff, hopefully it will trigger things that you guys are remembering and things like that. I noticed that there's a lot of things where, like the red, you know, I was asking weird questions here, like, well, what does the red symbolize? Because I remember it from Lemurian times. And they say it's for the sacrificers, right? In the Druid kind of pagan stuff, which I'm learning about. And I think that's amazing, because it's, like, I'll be off tomorrow. I'm not doing videos tomorrow. I'm going to be outside connecting with the earth. And being here is to remind me of that connection, because it's very powerful in who I am and the abilities that I used to hold in past times that we want to get back to. So we need to kind of heal that connection that we have with Gaia, the mother. Oh, I love it. I'm going to be getting off here fast too, but I brought some crystals. I just want to send some good vibes out. It's a good time to vibe. Go find some other generators. Vibe. Go comment on someone's pictures. Go leave some hearts, right? Go make some good energy. We are going into Mercury retrograde too. And so this is reminding us to slow down. A lot of times we feel like I'm vlogging, don't feel like dealing with people. Sorry, I'm slow getting back to my messages, right? I'm over here hanging out and whatever. So, you know, it makes us feel like withdrawing, but it gives us a lot of information. We are at a time between worlds too, and just understand that your ancestors, I like to think of them that they are us past aspects, right, of our past lives, and we are the ancestors now, come back in a different form. And I know we really feel like we're this ego role right now, but I will remind you, when you die, you probably will go on to be another billion people, another billion experiences, a different person, right? So you're something past this kind of limited person we think we are while we're here. And this is a powerful time to be tuning into the other realm, your spirit guides. My friend reminded me because I said I just want to do alien videos, but we don't want to scare people, right? I really should just be doing galactic disclosure groups coming soon to a group near you, right? I really just want to be doing that, but it kind of scares some people. And my friends reminding me, well, angels are interdimensional too. Angels are basically aliens as well. If you want to think about anything in the unseen, it is the interdimensional. So there's kind of infinite things that could be in that category. But this is a time to be tuning into what's really there, what really lies there. And, you know, with the interdimensional giving us messages, they have to lower their frequency. We have to raise ours. So sometimes there can be frequency differences and we're missing messages. Right now, it's the best time to tune in. You should be getting a lot of downloads, information, maybe just knowing about yourself, things coming back to you. And it is a time to remember to slow down. I was having really crazy, I overslept today too. I was having really crazy dream experiences. I said I can't tell if I'm dreaming or astraling. But, you know, I was really, really lucid and kind of awake in what I was doing. I say I'm learning how to navigate the dream dimension, and that is the truth. I don't dream journal. I need to start dream journaling, but I do a lot of recall work in the morning. I like to come back slow from my sleep so that I can like remember as many details as I can. And if you are journaling or doing that kind of recall, your subconscious will bring back more and more details and you'll be able to remember more and more. Well, why should we care about what's happening when we sleep? Because that is a real dimension that our soul is going to, but it's something past the body. And so we're able to access a lot of information, all sorts of kind of things. I love it. So pay attention, the things that you're feeling, seeing, maybe just knowing, this is real. This is your soul always speaking with you, communicating with you. Maybe it's just the things you're seeing. These are things that you're meant to be remembering as well, too. I think it's important that we are getting back as the feminine to that priestess within and getting back to, you know, our role here, too. With our abilities and the things that we're doing. I think it's important that we're finding balance with the masculine as well. We see a lot of wounds still playing out collectively with relationships, and this is really time to find balance between both elements right now. We have a lot coming out with Scorpio. You guys can expect crazy dreams, crazy energies, things like that, but I'll get into that on my regular video.